Sex life gone bad after SRS. I'm sorry, I don't know what to do. I don't mean to sound rude. Too much information follows, probably. Content warning for sexual discussion. This is by My Partner is Trans. I'm a bisexual cis woman. My partner assigned male at birth and I got married 7 years ago. She came out as trans the next year and I was fine with it because, hey, gender has never mattered to me. And as we'd already decided not having any children, and I got in a tubal ligation, most of the usual problems people run into, like not being attracted to your partner post-transition due to being heterosexual, or being, understandably, if you want kids, upset about not being able to have any kids or plan ahead for pregnancy, didn't happen to us. We fast-tracked for her transition like she insisted, and she was covered by insurance, so it went smoothly enough. Estrogen brought about interesting changes in our sex life, but I was not a huge fan of penetration. It did nothing for me. So again, the erectile dysfunction she was experiencing on and off was not an issue to us. She didn't require breast implants, as she did have some tissue growth, and push-up bras do the rest. I'm pretty flat myself. Last March, she ended up going under the knife for the gender confirmation surgery. I was worried sick because it is a major surgery, but nothing seemed off the first few weeks. She was in copious amounts of pain, barely able to function without Demerol, and it hurt me to see her suffer, but I'd done her research and I stuck through, and after all, I wasn't the one in pain. The bandages finally came off, and she was horrified by how swollen and gruesome everything looked, but the doctor assured her it would heal. I was worried, but I knew how long surgeries take to heal. Dilation had to start pretty quick, and she was in so much pain during those sessions that I couldn't bring myself to do it at first. It hurt me to hurt her because she couldn't dilate by herself due to the pain, and I felt like a rapist. At one point, I broke down crying and told her I can't handle seeing her cry and scream, and she had a breakdown and sort of hit me in the face with her bloody dilator. I'm not really taking that to heart, though I know the word hit sounds like physical abuse. It was not. It was just a plastic dilator, and it didn't hurt, and I know she knew it wouldn't hurt, but at the time, we were both so emotional, I told her not to hit me, and that hurt her deeply, because of course that sounds like I was implying she was physically abusing me. After that, she stubbornly refused to let me help her dilate until the next incident, and I regret my breakdown to this day because that was really not about me. I hate myself for that every single day. There was a mild scare in the middle of her recovery where the stitches on her labia kind of dissolved, but the surgeon again reassured both of us that that was normal. She told me that it was because she couldn't see herself very well while she was dilating and might have pulled on the stitches, and after a crying session from both of us in the car, she started letting me help her dilate again. The wound, the dissolved stitches left behind, did in fact heal. Fast forward to 4 months later, and she was still a bit swollen and bruised, and during a dilation session, she told me it might be easier if we just have sex during it. I agreed. We started with fingering, etc. There was a problem though, something I had noticed earlier during our dilation sessions that I put down to wound healing, but felt far more pronounced in a sexual situation. The scent from her vagina did not feel normal, and when I went down on her, it was something I couldn't bring myself to tolerate. I almost gagged, and I pulled away and told her she might need to heal more, and I wish so bad I'd been more tactful about it, because it just ended in another breakdown, understandably, and we were both crying. She insisted that it was exactly like the odor of any other woman. But I had not in my life encountered a woman who smells like her. We scheduled a doctor appointment and brought it up with him, but he insists there is nothing wrong with the smell at all, and so does my partner. But it does not smell all right to me, and it has grown stronger in the months to the point where I can barely help her dilate without the smell making me nauseous. I was also, and still am, terrified that something is wrong with her, and the scent is indicative of infection, and she might die. And I've developed anxiety around it. It has gotten so strong that I can smell it even with her clothes on. And so has a friend of ours, which he wasn't very tactful about. He didn't know. And that again resulted in a joint crying session by both of us. Sometimes I push myself to perform oral on her anyway because it helps her dysphoria, and I too need sexual intimacy. But she also doesn't taste normal. Not like any healthy vagina I've known. It's salty, bloody, and sour in a way like off milk. And I'm terrified. It's pus. I don't receive any sexual satisfaction from any of our encounters, and sometimes I have to pop a Xanax before I go for it because I'm so terrified that she has an infection or something wrong with her that the doctors are not getting. And also because it's a bit easier for me to tolerate the smell and taste if I'm a bit drowsy. I'm not a drug addict, for the record. I just genuinely don't know what to do. I can't even bring up the smell with her anymore because we just end up crying together. When I did so a couple months ago, she told me that my vagina isn't a flower field either, and now I don't even want her to reciprocate the oral. Not that it's easy for me to get off when I'm terrified my partner is going to die. I don't know how to approach this. I don't know what to do, and most of all, I want to know if she does have an infection that the surgeon refuses to acknowledge. I'm sorry for the long rant. I'm at my wit's end.